I'm Risa Polanski reporting for Miami Today. Carlos Migoya, a career-long banker, has taken on the challenge of Miami's city manager amid a time of great financial crisis. Mr. Migoya is working now first to identify the city's deficit this year, and of course then, to eliminate it. Mr. Migoya joins us for this week's profile.
The big challenge for the city is the employees, because that's the big percentage of the expenses. There really aren't a whole lot of other expenses outside of employees that we can look at. The other thing we can look at is the opportunities for revenues. And we have a lot of properties whose leases are coming up, so we're going to try to figure out what we can to maximize every dollar we can there. I know even right now there's still an issue around the cameras on the red lights, but that's another possibility of revenue, so we need to continue to look at. And even though there's an issue with court action right now going on in another municipality, the state legislature is looking at standardization on how to make those payments, which I think will pass this year. And if they do that, then obviously that's another way of bringing significant revenue to the city. We are also looking at it from the standpoint that at the end of the day, the primary reason for the cameras on red lights is a great way to stop the issues that we have with many of the accidents that happen in intersections. And not only stopping the accidents, but about 40% of all those accidents, we never can figure out who's at fault because you don't know who took the red light. By having the cameras, you have better documentation and witnessing as to who's at fault and be able to figure out a better solution to those accidents. So I really believe that the cameras on the red lights will do two things. Will add revenues to the city, but it'll also substantially reduce traffic accidents. That is, well, there's two different things we have to do. Recurring revenues are going to be such as the red light cameras or any other, and the leases of the cities and so forth, are the kind of things that we're going to be able to do, not only to reduce the deficit for this year, but more importantly for years going on. Like you said, what's going to happen next year? I think you're going to see revenues for municipalities low for the next 2 to 3 years, as you have a stabilization of real estate values in South Florida. Once those values start coming back up again, you'll start seeing an increase of some of those assessed values, and therefore additional property taxes. But we're in this for a long haul, so we need to figure out ways to have recurring revenues. Now, having said that, we had a couple of deficit years over the last couple of years that had a significant reduction to our fund. We still have a pretty solid fund, but we need to replenish some of that money.